Say hello to the Mastering 2026 Scholars. 10 new Masters Academy students, each on their own path to mastery. Over the next year, they'll challenge themselves to grow, improve, and push their work further than ever before. Along the way, they'll share their progress, their struggles, and their victories. And we'll be here to cheer them on. This is Mastering 2026.
Hello, my name is Lucinda.
My name is Tatiana.
My name is Alishan.
My name is Typhoon.
My name is Prakash.
My name is Philip.
My name is Sarai Grace.
My name is Jair.
My name is Kaniki.
My name is Cardan.
And I'm a Mastering 2026
Mastering 2026
Mastering 2026 Scholar
with New Masters Academy.
My goal for this year is to improve accuracy of my drawings.
My goal for this year is to finish the Drawing Foundations module.
Finishing Drawing Foundations module.
Drawing Foundations module.
To complete portrait and figure drawing module, start painting and create some personal pieces.
My main goal for this year is to complete all the figure drawing courses within the figure drawing module.
I also want to do one personal project a week, and I have a 100-day project that I'm working on.
My goal is to self-publish a short story comic online,
while also working to develop characters and concept for a children's book in parallel.
A consistent, manageable art practice.
My main art goal is to build up an animation reel of 1.5 to 2 minutes.
My goal for this year is to finish the Painting Foundations module and also to build a professional fine art portfolio.
My ultimate goal is to finish the animation track because I want to be one of those people that keeps storytelling in animation by humans alive in the age of AI. Prior to winning the scholarship, I had already started the Drawing Foundations module, but I was not actually submitting the assignments that I was doing. And now that I've won, I am submitting the assignments, and let me tell you, that is so incredibly valuable. Because before, yes, I was practicing my art, but now by getting feedback from people that actually know what they're talking about, I'm actually deliberately practicing my art because I'm a beginner, basically beginning from scratch, and I just don't know what I don't know. And getting the feedback, I'm getting those nuggets of wisdom that I otherwise would not have. I am compiling all that knowledge in one document for one course. So I now have the Drawing Foundations one document where I keep everything together so that when I move on to the next thing, that I have all that information that I can refer back to. I don't have a studio to work from. I do have a dining room and a dining room table and a desk easel that I work from. And I also DIY'd a light box and basically used a cardboard box and some t-shirts and a light that I clamp on this table in order to do my still lifes. And then I will take this down, put the box on top of here, sit somewhere over here so that I can do my drawings from life. And I am loving that process because I've never done that before. The course is not only teaching me how to draw, honestly, it's teaching me how to see, it's teaching me how to observe, and that is, it's blowing my mind. I think it's amazing.
My goal for 2026 is to complete portrait and figure drawing module, start painting and create some personal pieces alongside my studies. So in past few months, I have completed 2 courses from the portrait module. One is Anatomy of the Head and Neck by Elia Meroshne. This course had quite a workload in it, but I personally enjoy figure and portrait drawings, so I really enjoyed the course, especially learning the technical aspects of it. Also, I spent a little bit extra time on the assignments and pushed them further, and it was worth it. It really helped me to increase my understanding of the subject. And the second course I completed from that track was an overview of rendering technique by Chris Legaspi. And to be honest, I really underestimated this course because at first the drawings look very simple in this one, but constructing the drawing, establishing the edges, establishing light and shadow area, refining them within a time limit was very challenging for me. I have also started taking the costume figure drawing from the figure drawing module 2, and I think this is the first time I'm taking a course dedicated to costume figure. Also, I think the knowledge gained from previous courses about figure is really helping me here, because what happens when you draw a draped figure is that you cannot really see the figure underneath the drapery because it is covered by it, so you almost have to draw it like from memory or from imagination. So that's really helping me here.
Hi everyone. My goal for the year is to continue working through the Drawing Foundations module, while also working to develop characters and concept for a children's book in parallel. You can see behind me the work I did for Drawing Foundation 3. This is a course on gesture drawing where you have to do several pages of gesture drawing. So these are the last 5 I did, 3 based on chiaroscuro and 2 with the added element of local value. This is also where I work most of the time. This is a table easel with an A2 newsprint pad. I've also started taking an elective class in parallel. I'm trying to learn watercolor with the course Sketchbooking from Life by Catherine Bovkos. So here's one of the demos I tried to follow during this first week. So, and you can see my paper is cheap, it buckled, but this is the beginning. Hopefully the next update is gonna be better. We'll see.
This year, my goal is to self-publish a short story comic online. To reach this goal, I want to get better at figure drawing as well as drawing scenes and things in perspective. I've decided to focus on starting to get better at figure drawing. The last few weeks, I've been working my way through fundamentals of observational drawing. It has been a great course on a lot of levels for me, especially when it comes to how to observe values and how to group them better to create harmony. The feedback from the TAs have been really helpful. I can really see that I have a pattern in my weaknesses, and I feel that I can see where I need to put extra effort into raising my own level. I have also completed Drawing Foundations 3. It has been a huge eye-opener for me and very helpful in my daily practice of drawing figures. My main takeaway from it was when the instructor, John Nazaro, clearly showed how there are no straight center lines in drawing the figure. And this is something that I think of in every pose I'm drawing from now on. Before I did the course, I always felt that when I drew the figure that they could look a little bit rigid, a little bit stiff. Now I feel that there is more flow and almost a little bit more movement to the drawings I do. Of course, I'm no expert yet, but I feel that I've done progress since then, and it's really fun to see.
Hi there, my name is Tatiana. I'm a Master in 2026 scholar at the New Masters Academy, and my goal for this year is to improve accuracy of my drawings and paintings. This first quarter of the year has been very productive for me and very inspiring. The biggest achievements in my mind were the completion of the foundations of observational drawing course and completing all the assignments, submitting them for the review. It's my second take on this course, and I have to say that I did so much better when I decided to submit the assignments for the review. The biggest takeaway from this course was not to skip the simple exercises, because that's exactly what I did when I tried this course a year ago, and I was struggling with the more advanced assignment. This time around, I did not skip. I did more practice to make sure that I was achieving the level of accuracy that I was comfortable with. and I was really happy with the end results. This is my final project for the food course, the Azara Head study, and I was really pleased with both the feedback and how it turned out.
My main goal for this year is to complete all the figure drawing courses within the figure drawing module. Behind me, you can see my submission for week 8 of stress-free sketching. I am quite happy that I made it to the end of the course by the end of this quarter. This quarter was a lot more challenging than I would have originally anticipated. I had lots of traveling for work, lots of mental overhead, and to be honest, at times that was quite a challenge to combine with the energy that my art practice really needed. So yes, making it to the end of the course while still going week by week, watching the lectures properly, taking the notes, going through the assignments with care, and then submitting them for feedback. For me, that's quite an achievement that I made it to the end of the quarter, finishing the course as I had as a bare minimum set out to do. One thing that for me has been quite successful so far is that I've been able to go through the courses exactly as I planned. For me, from the get-go, it was quite clear that I wanted to do the courses really week by week, not getting distracted by jumping between weeks or jumping between courses even. So my main goal was to make sure that I watch the lectures. I watch them with focus, I take notes, and then I summarize the week by the end and get started on the assignment right after. And then after, I would submit for feedback and apply the feedback in future work or in the future weeks. So for me, that's a process that has worked quite well, and I'm quite happy to say that I was able to stick to this despite the time challenges that I have been dealing with.
My goal for this year is to finish the Painting Foundations module and also to build a professional fine art portfolio. I recently finished my second module with the Masters Academy, the Figure 1 module. Since my main interest is in figure painting, I had been looking forward to taking several of the courses in this module for quite some time. I really had a lot of fun with it. I had 3 courses that I liked the most. They are Spirit of the Pose with Carl Gnas, Constructive Figure Drawing 2 with Steve Houston, and From Paper to Canvas, which is the last course of the module. This drawing here is my final assignment for Constructive Figure Drawing 2 with Steve Houston. In Constructive Figure Drawing 1, we'll learn how to construct the figure using line and basic forms. Here, we learn how to render it in charcoal. I decided to take this drawing a little bit further, so I really take my time with it. I prepared some studies of hands for the drawing, and there's also a lot to be corrected in terms of lighting and also the background. It's actually my favorite drawing at the moment, so I think it has a lot of potential to be worked with. This one is my final assignment for From Paper to Canvas, which is the last course in the module. It's a type of tonal charcoal drawing that we learn in order to transition into oil painting later. The processes are really quite similar. As Joseph, the instructor, says, painting is really drawing with just a few extra steps like color. So after finishing the Figure 1 module, I decided to also go back and start the side-size drawing course. I think at this moment of my training, I really need to go back and start doing a little bit more of observational drawing, more long poses, more heavy measurements, more angle taking, for example. I already finished my first bark plate, the first drawing assignment of the course, and the result came out very, very close to the reference. So I'm really, really happy with the result. You pretty much can never have too much accuracy with your drawings.
My goal for this year is finishing Drawing Foundations module by submitting all assignments for interactive written feedback, developing my art knowledge and skills further, and starting to build my portfolio focused around entertainment. I am looking forward to continuing through illustration track and applying what I have learned to create a portfolio. This is probably the most exciting and potentially the most challenging thing I will be tackling this year. The initial milestone I set out to achieve within the first quarter is catching up with courses I had been working through by sending all assignments for interactive written feedback. I started this March by rewatching lectures from 2 courses I had already made some official progress on: stress-free sketching and drawing with force. Last few weeks of stress-free sketching is very much concerned with establishing form through cross contours and the effect of light. Prior to starting stress-free sketching again, I had been studying how to better understand form and light as a concept. This overlap between my recent personal studies and the assignments I was working on. I had plenty of time to think and work on concepts I had been already trying to learn, but with the guidance of the course and written feedbacks I got from the teaching assistants for my assignments. I was making some solid progress through these 2 courses, and I was feeling overall on top of the schedule. Up until I got to the last week of stress-free sketching, which was focused around utilizing all the concepts Sheldon was teaching and is about creating a still life drawing on toned paper or background, using both light and dark marks to establish the effect of light. I had been trying to wrap my head around the concepts I have been learning, and I think I got too precious and perfectionist very early on the drawing, without a proper focus and an approach. It took me almost a full week to just barely push this assignment to somewhere I was okay with. I started over and over again. If I were to face such a challenge again, I would immediately stop the drawing, get a fresh breath of air, and write down a game plan. What I want to achieve, what I intend to do, and what I am leaving out, if I am leaving out anything. And I will start drawing after having such a plan. This plan probably won't be the plan to get me all the way through, but it would help to manage some of the stress or frustration that may come at times.
So my goals for 2026 are to create a workflow that is going to enable me to have a consistent, manageable art practice that I hope will bridge the gap from where I'm at as a student artist to becoming a professional artist in the future, which is where I really want to be. A lot happened this quarter, and I wasn't able to complete everything I set out to do, which I'm kind of bummed about. But at the same time, I'm also okay with. There were things happen this quarter that were completely unexpected. I got COVID for a couple of weeks, which knocked me for a sixer. We had a big family change, and that affected my art. As far as constructive figure drawing goes, I was able to complete up to lesson 5 with feedback, and I'm halfway through lesson 6, and I've got finished the second assignment in lesson 6 and the last assignment in lesson 7.
My main art goal for 2026 is to build up an animation reel of 1.5 to 2 minutes, consisting of intermediate and advanced animation sequences and scenes, full dialogue tests, backgrounds for full works. An animation reel will show myself, as well as others, I am devoted to this craft, and of course, serve as a tool for getting into the animation industry. How do I get there? Well, the animation module offered by New Masters Academy will be the backbone of this journey, laying down the drawing foundation for my animation goals. Along with the anime courses, I plan to invest in guided mentorship offered by Anime Coaching. And I believe having an experienced eye to provide feedback and support will be critical to making sure I'm always headed in the right direction and include relevant work in the reel that animation studios expect to see.
With my personal projects, I'm trying to incorporate everything I'm learning through the courses. And right now I'm working on a painting with a one-point perspective in it. And lastly, I'm doing a master study of Katsuya Terada's work. I'm using a reference from his book Life Size, drawing a dragon with dip pen and ink.
Apart from these courses, I have also started working on a figure drawing. One challenge I have faced is balancing a course assignment with personal pieces. I think it's very easy to feel like you are not ready for making your own personal pieces and keep doing the coursework and feel like you are making a progress. Whenever I need to finish a piece, I will prioritize a personal piece and start it at the first thing in my routine, and then I will move to coursework.
Alongside of coursework and my personal work, I've been doing daily figure drawing since January 21st. Today I'm on day 54. And my first part goal with this is to reach 90 days in a row. I feel that there has been a lot of progress made since I started. It feels like a habit, and it feels almost unnatural not to draw it daily. Really happy to keep this up, and I can't wait to see where I'm at when I reach 90 days.
What I like to do sometimes is, just for fun, go to my collection of drawing or museum catalogs. For example, I have one here that I found on a recent trip and I just had to buy it. And I like to just sit down and go through the drawings in there. I like to remind myself of why I actually got started with this. I was always fascinated, especially by the drawings of the old masters, so sometimes it's just a good reminder to not lose sight of this motivation, really, that got you to go through the courses in the first place.
Since I finished Constructive Figure Drawing 2 with Steve Houston, I feel like I finally have the skills I needed to actually finish the images. I spent a few years just studying because I didn't like the work I was making before. So now I feel way more confident coming up with compositions, doing individual studies to solve problems, doing quick sketching, master studies, and everything else. It has been very, very fun these last months, but I do need to get better at balancing my time between studying and doing personal work. I'm also in my final year of university, so I need to balance my drawing time with that as well.
The first work I wanted to show you is a master study. It might not look like what you think of when you think about a master study. This is the manga character after Kamome Shirahama from WeChat Atelier. A master study doesn't have to be from an old master from the past. It can actually be from any artist you admire and whose technique you want to learn. So here I was interested in learning pen inking and hatching technique. So what I did is I made a sketch on paper and then I scanned it and printed very lightly so I could do as many inking as I wanted without risking of losing my sketch. And I did that with a simple fine liner. After that, I tried to do the same technique with a character of my own, a character that is possibly going to be in my children's book, but I think his design is going to change a little bit. But this is another thing you can do, is using your master study as an inspiration for a personal work later. I also did another master study of a children's book illustrator. This time I just did something on paper. I hope you can see. This is just graphite on A4 copy paper. So don't hesitate to use any materials you have. Both master studies were scanned and colored digitally with Procreate as a means to try hybrid mixed media process.
The second biggest achievement was a big number of the master studies that I did this quarter. And the great thing about the master studies is that I could focus on the process and the observation of what the masters did to achieve those phenomenal results. So I could concentrate on the process and learn the master's style. I also did quite a few works in different mediums. So that's, again, since I had less anxiety about it, I could experiment with different mediums and different techniques. So I had a lot of drawings in graphite and charcoal, and I also attempted to do some oil studies in color as well, and they were going quite well for me. This is the Rembrandt master study that I'm very proud of. And my master studies varied from a little bit more detailed and accurate copies to just quick sketches, like the Sargent Turkle quick sketch. And the third biggest achievement for me was I did do quite a few personal works. Most of the personal works were in oil, as some of them are not complete yet, but I have a good start with the underpainting. This is a painting from life that I'm working on right now. This is a portrait study that I'm doing in oils. This is in the underpainting stage right now, just the very first layer using the wipeout technique. And here's another one that I completed. That's my self-portrait called Chicken Hugs, and I'm really pleased with how it turned out.
I completed 3 herbal pages, which is really cool. It's a herbal little painting with calligraphy, and I love calligraphy. I completed 2 recipes. I was hoping to have completed a third one that's going to be completed over the course of this week. I completed 3 illustrations, small illustrations. I almost finished this painting that you see in the back here. And by the end of this week, this will be done as well, which is really cool. And daily sketching, daily art, I was able to complete 75 of 75 sketches, which is fantastic. Other thing I was able to accomplish was February. I was able to complete 23 of 24. I was going to do the 24th one, but then realized it's silly trying to force myself to do something when I wasn't actually able to. It's okay. I had never intended on doing February anyway when I started this, so actually that was a bonus on top. Next quarter, I'm going to focus on herbal pages, and I'd like to complete 4 or 5 herbal pages and 3 recipes. And I want to finish constructive head drawing.
I'm most looking forward to seeing my skills grow this year and also developing a voice, a style of my own in my art.
Moving forward, I plan to focus more on portrait studies. By the next update, I am planning to finish the portrait module and have some more new finished pieces in my portfolio.
By the end of the next quarter, I hope to have at least finished Constructive Figure Drawing 1 and also started with Introduction to Figure.
So the next quarter, I hope that I will have started personal experiments with watercolor and that I will have started applying it to my personal projects.
Well, that's it for this update.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And see you in the next update.